Life. I'm Jenny. This is Vic. Every single Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we do our show together, and we're sitting on the couch tonight, which is really dark, and we both have dark clothes on. So all you can do is pretty much see our heads.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like the head detective right now.
Yeah, you reminded me of that. I'm like, what? I didn't remember that. So
for all those In Living Color fans.
yes. No, I always think about In Living Color when we're talking about our relationship. You know, the couple that was together and they were like, and we're still together. No matter what happened, they would name all these awful things like, I set him on fire, she crashed my car. Like, no matter what happened, they were still together. And that is me and Vic. We are still together 20 years later with all of the stuff that we have been through as a couple.
Yes, and we're still together.
And it's been quite a ride,
Yes, especially this week.
Oh my gosh. So this week has been so nuts. Sorry. I finally broke down today. 2 zits, by the way, 2 zits because I've been so stressed out.
It's okay, they're beauty marks.
Yeah, okay.
Gotta love them.
Yeah. So this week has been crazy for us. Okay.
Yes.
I had a nervous breakdown today because, first of all, our dog, he's sitting right here, did something to his back. He fell off he didn't fall off. He jumps off the furniture. Okay. So he was on the couch yesterday and he jumped off, I think the arm of the chair, and he hurt his back and he started walking this arch shape and was tiptoeing around and looking crazy. And then he ended up jumping off a bed last night too. So anyway, long story short, it's been a weird week. I was very upset because he got really hurt. I called the hospital last night. Vic was outside by himself watching Versus on the patio.
Yes, the party was popping.
He threw his own party, and no one came. No one came to Vic's party.
It's okay. I can be alone.
No one came to Vic's party last night. He was on the patio.
I was on the patio with a little fire and,
Yeah.
and some Versus.
But this was all going on with the dog. So the dog is first of all, he comes off the couch and I'm like, oh my God, I'm super concerned. And then my daughter puts him up on the bed, jumps off the bed. It's just a continuation of whatever, with him just naturally thinking I can still jump off the furniture even though he already got hurt with his back. Right. Anyway, so I go outside to Vic and go, hello, I think we have to rush the dog to the hospital. He can hardly walk. And Vic's could hardly walk. No. Yeah. Vic was out there partying by himself, and he's like, all right. I'll be in a few minutes. I'll check out the dog. I'm having a nervous freaking breakdown. Nervous breakdown over the dog. So, no, wait. That's just the beginning of things that happened this week. Let me keep going through it, okay?
Keep going through it. Keep it going.
Our son, Max, who's 10 years old and in 5th grade, has missed a ton of school already. Oh. He just went back to school because he has literally been sick with a virus for 5 weeks now. For 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, this virus started with a sore throat. Now, you would think he has COVID from all the symptoms. Sore throat. He had 2 ear infections. He is coughing, sniffling, whatever. So we have seen the doctor a number of times in the last few weeks. We saw the doctor 4 times. He has now had 4 COVID tests.
Because every time you go
to the doctor, you have to get a COVID test.
Before you can go back to school.
Right. He's been on 3 antibiotics now,
The boy's been through it.
So we've been dealing with the stress of him being so sick and him being home and not being able to go to school. Meanwhile, I've been contacting the school hello, can you send me an email link? Can you send me something any of his work so that he can try to catch up? Because now Max is having super anxiety that he's going to miss work. And no one gives me anything. And I'm confused because I'm well, what I would think was after everything that happened last year, wouldn't with the technology, I'm not asking for a Zoom class. I'm just asking for some work. You would think that they would have packets of work ready for the kids or have some way to send me these links.
Yeah, none.
So we've been dealing with the stress of that. And I was told to talk to somebody, one of the higher ups at the school over it. And I'm this is crazy, okay?
I call the superintendent.
So that's the dog and that's Max, okay? Those 2 alone, okay? So then Sasha. I go to see her on Sunday. I go to visit her in Boston because it was a week on Sunday that she had been there. So
I'm just being your hype man.
So I went to go see my daughter, Sasha, on Sunday. I said, I'm going to go up there for the day. We can go do a little shopping and stuff, and hang out. Hung out the whole day, had a fabulous day, me and Sasha in Boston, whatever.
Mother-daughter moments.
Yes. Yesterday received a phone call from Sasha that one of her suite mates has COVID.
No,
at her school.
I called you.
Okay, well, you called me. Oh, yes, you called me because, wait, why?
Because she did not want to call you.
She was scared to tell me.
Because she thought you would freak out.
Okay, so, right, because I was there.
Yes.
So I was there with them, in the suite, and I was there, okay?
Right.
So So long story, are you going to keep doing that the whole time?
All of this stuff is enough to make a person want to drink.
Okay.
So I'm
so
just
then, she called, like, he calls me, so I call her, I go, you don't have to be upset, but now I have to figure out, like, what I'm doing on my end, because they had to get tested. Every week they get tested at their school. One of the girls came back positive. She had to, like, leave the school. Okay? So Sasha was like, I know I have COVID. She's like, I know, I must have COVID. I've been with her nonstop. So anyway, I called, yesterday into work. I said, okay, I don't know what's going on, if I have COVID or not. So of course, I can't go into work, and that's fine. I don't want to get anybody sick if I have it. So today I went and got a test, and I was negative. But of course, all night last night, like thinking about it, I'm riling myself up. So now he's outside at his Versus party by himself. And I'm thinking, I'm not only dealing with the dog, right? And everything that's going on with Max being sick. Now I'm thinking like, oh my God, now I think I probably have COVID. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. My stomach was upset yesterday. Like now you start freaking yourself out and you're like, oh my God, I think I have COVID. Now I'm vaccinated, but I have a friend who's vaccinated who just got sick with the variant. And she was crazy sick. Like she was sick.
Yes.
Like she didn't end up in the hospital. And she didn't, obviously she recovered. But my point being, it's like, and then Max is too young to be vaccinated. So it's like, he's not vaccinated. And then if I get sick, I could get him sick. So we were dealing with that stress yesterday, too.
It's a lot going on. This is why I was outside partying by myself.
Yes, by himself. Well, I'm dealing with all of this. Meanwhile,
I was dealing with it, too. But I was dealing with it in my own way.
Well, we
have different ways of dealing with things.
Yeah, he escapes from the house and sits outside.
Well, I spent a lot of time outside. You and I were raised different. I spent most of my life in front of a bodega or a stoop or a corner somewhere in the Bronx. No, seriously.
I know, but it's just
winter,
funny.
Summer,
like,
spring, winter, or fall.
Okay,
we were always outside.
Okay.
So even though I'm in the suburbs now, and on my property.
Yes.
So, I still like to go outside. So I watched the Versus last night on the big screen. I got a big screen out there and the fire and, a couple of drinks and, and I was good to go. And I had to process all of this,
all hell was breaking loose. Vic was outside. But I will say this, that Vic brought him to the doctor yesterday, Max. And again, this is now, 4 times that he's been to the doctor?
Yes, I've taken him the last 2 terms.
And Vic got home yesterday and he was so overwhelmed. Like you could see his face. He was like overwhelmed by it because like we've been dealing with this for so long with him being so sick.
A month.
Yeah.
But I got home today. Great news. I got home today. And the boy is looking great.
Yes.
He's fully energized.
They put him on a different medication.
Yes,
so.
They hooked him up with, so...
He's like a different kid today. He woke up this morning and he wasn't really coughing and he just seemed better. He's at football right now. So we're just fingers crossed that he's going to be better now and stay in school and everything's going to be okay.
Yes, took him to football. He gave him control of the iPad. He had he got football motivation music.
Yeah, he's got Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger. He's got We Will Rock You.
Yes, We Will Rock You. He plays Ghostbusters in my car.
Exactly. Yeah, he
By the way,
Ghostbusters today.
By the way, the freaking picture they have of Ray Parker Jr. On Apple Music.
It looks like Max.
It's awful.
Oh, I was about to say.
It really looks bad. Like, remember the picture of Jaheim that we saw that everybody was like, oh, damn, Jaheim. Like, that's how he looks, Ray Parker Jr. in that picture. It's a bad picture. They should do a nicer picture of Ray Parker Jr. They did really...
Somebody find Ray Parker
They did a very
Jr.
disrespectful.
Wait, is he still alive?
I believe he's still alive, yes. Okay. I hate when people ask that, too, because I always ask that. I'm like, is such and such still alive? It's bad. If you don't hear from them in a while.
These days,
Meanwhile, Jaheim, I talked about it on the air this week. Jaheim got arrested. He had 16 dogs in his house.
Yeah,
they were like emaciated.
Yeah,
they were in cages. Some of them were in cages in his driveway. And the cages had like inches of water in them.
Somebody told me that. Oh, I think Dre told me about that.
Yeah, there was like 16 dogs were taken from him. He was arrested.
Oh, damn.
For like animal cruelty. Jaheim.
God damn.
Yeah.
There won't be no album coming out no time soon.
But can I say something too? It's like I think it must be really hard to be like a star and be like such a huge star at one point and then not be.
Well, it depends on who the person is and who their personality. Because you might have some stars who who lived that life as being a big star and always in the limelight, and, you know, and missing out on that personal time because people were always in their face, you know.
No,
and
okay,
maybe,
so I'm saying
now, and maybe now, and then you have some time, and maybe now they want that time, that alone time, and that private time in their life, and they don't want to deal with that, you know. And then you got some stars who just can't get it back, you know, but they still want it. And stuff, you know.
Well, I'm going to say this. I can't imagine, because you made it, like, to me, way bigger than it is. So what I'm saying is to be treated like a star.
Right.
To be, like, treated the way that, like, Jaheim was being treated at one point, right? He was a mega star, right? He really was a big star.
Huge.
Not huge, but he's a big star.
No, he was.
I don't think he's a huge star. He's not a huge star.
No, Jaheim's
he had a good, like, he had a good run. Jaheim had a good run.
He had a great run.
Yes, he did.
He had a great run.
And he was very popular. He made a lot of money off a lot of shows. Okay, so let's do that.
You go to Apple Music, he got some essentials up there.
No, he does. He does. He has a lot of records. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
But the point being, to be treated like that, yes, he was a hot jam, and he wouldn't go in to perform at a show. The reason why, because they wanted to search him. Remember that? That was like a whole situation. Like, what was that about? But anyway, okay. So
he was a big star now.
But he's a big star. I guess he felt like he didn't need to be searched. Okay, right. But anyway, whatever. So with that being said, though, it must be really hard for someone like Jaheim, who is such a big star, to now, like, people making fun of him, like when they see, like, his hairline, like, you know, he's being arrested for animal cruelty. There's been, like, a number of things over the years, and I just kind of feel like it must be really hard to go from being a huge star to, like, not. And it's like, that's why even with childhood stars, they fall into drugs and stuff like that. A lot of times as they get older, they age out of the parts that they were playing, and they don't really know how to, like, transition. Right. And then they end up, like, being, like, I don't know, somehow in jail because of drugs or whatever.
Well, I mean, everybody's story is always, you know, different.
Right, so, right. But I just always feel like it must be really hard to, like, go all the way up like that and then come down.
I mean, I could imagine. I mean, even from just being a star or whatever, you know, not just being a star, but just people in general and stuff, you know, when people get to a certain point.
Oh yeah, like like really rich, and then they don't have any money anymore. Right. You know, like Bernie Madoff or something.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say Bernie Madoff because he was like a scam artist, but like the people that got scammed by Bernie Madoff. How about that? You know, they had all that money. So So all of that happened last night. I mean, well, in the last few days in our family. And last night, me and my oldest daughter got into a little argument too, because I was kind of told her, like, because she's 25, and I kind of had to tell her, like, you see all the stuff I'm dealing with right now, right? Like, can you be my peace? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you be the one that brings peace to me? Like, don't be coming at me too, girl. I got all this stuff going on. Well, all the kids, myself, I might have COVID. Like, Tony, my dog, got hurt. Like, can I have the peace from my adult children at this point? But I don't know. I guess that's probably not going to happen.
Right over our head.
Yeah, that probably isn't going to happen. Like I was talking. Oh, someone else said, like, Aaron Carter. You're right. That's another example. Good example. So no, but I mean, that's the thing too. And I was talking to a friend of mine today too, whose children are adults, and she said the same thing. Like, they still really rely on her.
Right.
You know, like, they're in their 20s and they're relying on her for a lot of things. Like, if they need something, they'll call her and say, like, oh, I need this. Can you buy it for me? Stuff like that. And I'm just like,
Yeah. You know, I think the thing with our kids, the adult ones, you know, they have to kind of, and I said this to you, I think last week, they have to kind of try to live their life as if you and I were dead.
Yeah, I mean, I hate when you say that. But
it's the truth.
No, it's true. It is true.
You know, not that I want to die anytime soon.
Right.
I don't want her to die anytime soon either. We want to be here for a long time.
Right. Well, I'll probably outlive you.
Right. Probably.
Because all the women in my family lived to were 90.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Stuff, you know? So that's it. But, you know, hey, but yeah, they have to live their life, you know what I'm saying, as if we were dead. You know, because there's too much, I can go to my parents, or I can do this if that doesn't work out. So I don't have to do this. You know, I don't have to hustle my ass off in order to make a living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's so weird because that's all I did.
Right. You know?
Like, that's all I did. By the time I was 25, I had 3 kids.
Right. That's
like, I moved here when I was 26 to Connecticut. Like, you know, and I took a risk coming out here with 3 kids. Right. And my ex, who was just so abusive, it was just disgusting. But
disgusting.
Well, he is a disgusting person. But the point is,
I'm just saying from a man's point of view.
Right. So the point is, you know, you do have to like figure it out. Like that's one of the best things my friend Rosa has ever told me. She told me because she's such a great mom, and she goes, they'll figure it out.
I agree with that.
But it's just so
100%.
hard sometimes too, because it's like you want to just be so hardcore and be like, you'll figure it out. But at the same time, you're thinking like, oh my god, you worry about the kids, you worry about them. But or even the other day when we were out shopping, I was like, Sasha's like, she's so funny because she's working me a little bit, and she's like, oh, I need sneakers and I need this, and I'm like, oh, because it's like she makes her own money now, so I'm like, and I said, well, I understand that or whatever. She's like, don't worry about it, Mom. You don't have to get me anything. And I'm sitting there, but you still want to do stuff. But, and she just got into college. So, if I did get her something, it's not crazy. But like the older ones, especially if you're working, like you have a job, like you have your own residence, like you shouldn't have to ask us for anything,
Right.
Or if things are not, going like you thought.
Mm-hmm. You come ahead. You come before they really get out of hand and develop a plan. From people who have more experience than you. Don't wait for everything to just fall apart. You know, and be like, oh, okay, it fell apart. This is where I'm working out at.
Yeah. Hey, my mom and dad, they,
I want to walk around the house in my boxers with no shirt on.
Well, you know what
Can't do that.
But you know what it is too, like, and me and my friend were talking about this earlier today, like, my friend was like, she wants to travel.
Yeah.
You want to do things.
Right.
And then you feel like, well, I can't do things because this one might need that. Like, it's like kind of crazy. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, well, damn, the money that I want my money to be my money.
Right.
Not everybody else's money anymore. Like, we still got Max. But, like, I want to use our money to, like, travel. I want to, there's things that I have goals, things that I want to do with our life. Like, I can't give everything to everyone for the rest of my life.
Right. Like Sasha asked me the other day, we've been on FaceTime. So she asked me the other day, she's like, do you miss me, Dad? And stuff like that, right? And I said to her, yeah, I miss you, but I'm going to tell you what I don't miss. And stuff, right?
What do you not miss?
Oh, I don't miss the hair that was clogging up the drain.
Oh,
the
yeah,
drain
you'd
all
leave,
the time,
like,
right?
because they're curls. Like,
Yeah.
I would go to take a shower. I'm like, what the hell is that beast in the shower? Because she would leave, like, a hair pile in the like, how hard is it to wipe your hair out the shower?
Right.
And I would say it all the time to her, like, yo, as soon as you go
Or the sink.
to college, yeah, the sink too. Like, when you go to college and you sharing a bathroom with multiple people, you can't leave a ball of hair in the shower.
Right.
But she would do it purposely because she's just like, oh, my mom will get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And and I also tell her, I say, what I do love though?
What?
I said, I love the fact that they were down to like one load of laundry per day.
That's not true.
Well, around that area.
No,
Stuff
because you're
that.
not doing the
Wait
laundry.
a minute. And I said,
We're down to like two.
Which is a big
Better than four.
But yes,
We were doing 4 loads.
Yeah.
I was doing 4
and
loads.
I said there are plenty of towels and stuff, right?
There are a lot of
There are a
towels.
lot of towels, and I also said to her,
Yeah.
I said, do you know that I didn't have to run the dishwasher for 2 days?
Yeah.
These are the benefits.
Well, I mean, it does change.
Yes,
Less people in the
things
house,
change.
obviously.
And then obviously there's going to be more and more change, so,
Yeah.
So I'm, not that I don't love you and I don't miss you, but, there's, you got things planned for your life. We got things planned for our life. It ain't over.
And especially the money thing. Like, I read this article one day about, like, grandparents and parents dipping into their 401k to pay their children's student loans.
Right.
Because the kids aren't paying them. And what happens with student loans now, like, the adults, the I guess, not caretakers, I guess parents, caregivers, whoever's taking care of the kids, we have to sign off on student loans.
Right.
People can't just take them anymore like they used to. Like, Vic was able, when he went to college, he just took his own loans without his mom having to sign off on it. Now, because people don't pay back their loans, we have to take them for the kids. So then when the kids don't pay them, the parents are left with the bill. Right. So imagine you're left with like $100,000 bill. So I read this article the other day about all these people like in their 50s and like some grandparents, 60s, 70s or whatever, like cashing out their 401ks to pay these student loans.
Yeah, that's because they sat around and waited for their kids to try to find themselves.
That's
what
crazy.
Kids, you get a lot of kids that come, and I'm, I have a college degree. You know, you get a lot of kids that come out of college, you know, and they still trying to find themselves, you know. But yeah, I'm with the hey, you can find yourself with a job, okay? So,
Oh, so S. Riddick 23 said, it's such a great feeling when the kids finally move out. My wife and I finally have the house to ourselves. Absolutely amazing.
yes, there you go. You can walk around in your boxes. What's the name again? S.R. What?
S. Riddick.
Oh.
It doesn't have glasses.
No, I'm looking. No,
He's like S.R.
No, because I'm
It's
just looking
Riddick.
at it. Well, okay, well, if you break it down, it's you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be Shry de Dick.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's what it looked like.
But to me, I saw S. Riddick. I saw S. Riddick. Yeah, it does look like that a little bit. Yeah.
No, it might be
So
like,
someone said, Newson860 said there's co-signing now.
yeah, well, whatever. You know.
No, you take a Parent Plus loan, and then kids can take their own loan, like which is a much less amount.
Right.
So, but the kids can't take it on their own. Is what I'm trying to say. Where back in the day they could. That's why you have so many people still like in the 30s and 40s that never paid back the loan. They didn't do it.
They're trying to find themselves.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's what it be.
I know a lot of people that just still haven't paid back their student loans.
Because they were trying to find themselves and not working or partying and doing other things. They were like, oh well, fuck, excuse me, the hell with that loan. The hell with that loan.
I know that for the little time of college that I went for like 1 month to college, but I had my son at the time. And so it was too much for me. But long story short, it was like $1,500 the loan I had to take out. My mother made me take the loan myself and made me pay that back right away. That was my mom, and that was $1,500. But my parents just didn't have money like that. They didn't have money like that. All right, it's time for Ask Anything. We're already 5 minutes in. Vic's face. Look at that. Yeah. Look at Vic's face.
Yeah,
look at Vic. He hates Ask Anything.
Yeah,
all right.
No, because none of your business time is good.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so New Sons 860 wants to ask a question. Let's see.
Well, what's the question?
Well, I just added them, Vic. You have to hold on. Vic is new.
You added them what?
They requested to be in the video, so I'm waiting to see if they pop up in the video. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah.
Whenever y'all pop up, make sure you're dressed, fully dressed. We don't.
So someone said your birthday is January 13th, right? Yes, it is. I'm Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn.
There you go.
As you can tell, Vic is a Gemini.
Yes.
So he's got 3 different personalities, and he's always up to something.
Yeah. Nah.
My daughter Olivia is a Gemini. My son Tom's a Gemini. They're all one step ahead of me at all times. They have plans made for 2025 right now.
Listen, like I said, I'm more than a man that can be defined by astrological characteristics. Okay.
Oh my God, where did you get that line from?
That's me. I just told you.
I thought for sure that was like in some. Okay.
I'm not. Don't classify me by. Gemini
They want to party with Nelly, or Nelly, does it say? Let's see. Birthday twins. I'm 84 though. Friday the 13th. You're 84. Oh, 1984, you're born.
Oh,
I was like, damn.
God damn, we got the 84.
And I was gonna say, right, you look really young.
Yes. So we'll take the 84-year-old and we, you know.
I was like, wow. I have a question that you can possibly answer without getting on videos. What does that mean? Okay, yeah, of course. Just ask a question. That's fine. We don't need you to get on the video.
Yeah, you don't have to get on the video.
You don't have to get on the video now.
What's your question?
Okay, yeah.
That I won't answer.
Yeah, I'm going to answer it. You can ask anything, and I'm going to answer it. Anything. Anything. Okay. Thank you for. I'm a twin born Friday the 13th. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Okay. My son is 12/13. Okay. All right. Cool. We're talking about a lot of birthday stuff here, and that's great. That's amazing.
Congratulations to your son.
Yes.
12/13.
Yes.
Keep it going.
That's awesome.
Love the youth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess no one wants to ask a question for Ask Anything.
No one wants to ask anything. See, none of your business works out well for me.
Okay. So what is the thing? I'm going to ask you a question. So what is the thing that really annoys you about me? If you could pick one thing like that, you're like, because a lot of times when I'm talking to you, like me and and I want or you're in the next room and you're like, I'm like, I see something, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go.
All right. The one thing that annoys me from you is the fact, all right, in the kitchen, right, we have a cabinet that is designated for the garbage. It has garbage cans. It's really nice. Like you pull it out.
It's not nice.
Yeah, it is.
I would never do it again.
It is nice. You pull it out and you put the garbage in and you pull it back, push it back in, and people go see the garbage.
All right.
Jenny never pushes it back in and closes the cabinet. And so every time you come in the kitchen, you see the garbage right there. And the thing.
Okay.
Annoys the hell out of me.
So can I tell you why I do that?
You can just close it and wash your hands.
Okay. Can I tell you why I do that?
Right.
Okay, are you ready?
Go ahead.
Because I'm constantly cleaning, and can you don't interrupt? I'm constantly cleaning. I'm constantly wiping things down. I'm constantly throwing stuff out. If I do that every time, I have to touch the garbage every time. So my wife and I have been married 3 years, and she has bipolar moments, and at times she doesn't appreciate me because she has came from an abusive relationship. But I continue to show her how much I care.
That's what you should do. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you. I'm
That
sorry.
was the question. But just do it.
I think that's really nice. You should be caring and you should love your wife.
Yes.
And that's wonderful. But everyone has their flaws. So
Yes.
you're saying like she's has her bipolar moments, which I'm assuming means she's like up and down or whatever. Okay. So yeah, of course, like that's great to show her that you care. But I'm gonna say like I'm sure that you sometimes don't add greatness to the situation either. Like that's
you
what
don't
this
know
is.
that.
Well, I'm just assuming in any
Well, you
relationship.
can't assume. You
In
don't
any
know that.
relationship, it's kind of like, if you're living together on a daily basis, or like you're together, you're not going to show your like the great part of you every day, all
Well, I'm
day.
perfect. And
I told him last night, I go, you're like, you know what I said to Vic last night? I said, Vic, you are one of the children.
why? Because I'm so relaxed.
No, because okay, I just named everything. Fight with my daughter, worried about I have COVID, Max being sick, the dog hurting his back, and you're outside hanging out, throwing your own party for the verses.
Yes. Why would I wait?
What I'm saying to you is then he comes in and he like takes a shower, he lays on the bed and he's just like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you're literally one of my kids. You're a kid.
No, I'm not a kid. I'm a person who handles a lot of things around here. Yes, let's not forget that. All right. And so there's a difference. When you deal with things, you tend to overreact and take them up here. All right, to the next level with franticness.
Like when
right?
I called the dog hospital today, I was like, my dog's dying.
Right.
I was crying on the phone like, my dog's gonna die.
Right. So what you did not say is that yes, you did call the hospital, which was great.
Right. I called 4 hospitals.
Yeah, 4 was great. And
you
found one person one that really gave you some great sound advice.
Right,
as far as what to do.
Yes.
All right. And you took that advice. But I had given you that same advice before. As far as letting the dog rest, giving them a day.
I called 4 hospitals.
I
called 3 today.
She called 4 hospitals to get the same answer that I gave her 2 hours prior.
Okay, someone said you have OCD, Jenny.
I don't know if it's OCD.
It's more anxiety.
Yeah,
I have a lot of anxiety.
Situation,
And I didn't realize I had it until a few years ago. My daughter pointed it out, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And it's like you don't know you have like that type of anxiety until you really start reading up on it, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Like when I'm at a store, I can't see. You see everything on the rack, right? Like say I'm looking for a hand towel, okay, or a dish towel or something. The dish towels are hanging up. I cannot pick the first dish towel. It has to be like the 3rd or 4th in because I'm afraid that somebody has touched it. And then I have to inspect it to make sure there's nothing on it, no stains, no rips. Like I'm crazy like that. And I have my kids doing that now too. I notice Sasha's like monitoring, like it could be a $3 shirt and she's like, oh my God, scan. I'm not confrontational. I think she wants that, but I don't know how to be like that. LOL, my mom raised me to be respectful at all times.
Do yoga together. That might help.
Well, he's saying that she wants him to be confrontational.
Oh, right.
So she was involved in an abusive relationship. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just what she's somehow. I don't know. I don't want to say used to, but maybe that's how she relates like relationships with that type. So maybe you guys should go to therapy. And also, this person said I have OCD. It gives you anxiety. Well, then, yeah. I mean, if that's true, maybe I do have OCD. I'm not like brushing. Like, what was his name? The game show host that was like, God.
I know what you're talking about. Not Mark Curry.
Not Mark Curry. No.
Oh, wait,
Mark Curry's a comedian.
Oh, yeah, Mark Curry's a comedian. I'm sorry. My bad, Mark.
No, but Mark Curry did have mental illness.
Oh, he did? Okay, my bad.
Like, he did. Yeah, because remember he tried to
isn't it
commit suicide.
Wasn't it the Deal or No Deal?
Yeah, not Deal or No Deal.
Oh, the million you can make to pick the suitcase?
No. Well, he has OCD.
Wasn't it
He has OCD. Remember we met him in Vegas and he wouldn't shake my hand because he doesn't touch anybody. What's his name?
Wasn't his name?
He's from America's Got Talent. Got it. Howie Mandel.
Yeah, Howie Mandel.
He's got very bad OCD.
Oh, and then you got the other guy from Double Dare.
Right, Double Dare, yes. And
Yes.
supposedly he, at one point, he had like a rug, and he was like combing the rug to make sure it was all going the same way. So I'm gonna say, like, I'm not there. Like, I'm not doing stuff like that.
Right.
But I do have like a lot of anxiety around every situation. And now that I pointed out to him, I feel like it makes a difference.
Right.
Because before he would just be like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?"
Right.
And
He
I'm
said,
like,
"Nah, bald dude."
yeah, from America's Got Talent. That's Howie Mandel.
Yeah, that was Howie Mandel.
And we saw him in Vegas.
Yeah.
He walks past us, but he won't touch anybody's hands. He won't touch anybody at all. This was before COVID.
Yes.
Because he's worried about germs and stuff.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't want to touch his hand.
Robert Downey Jr. does? Wow.
Oh.
Maybe.
Did not know Iron Man. Did not know that.
I didn't know that. No.
Did not know that.
Didn't know that.
Oh, well, look at the time.
Yeah. Well, it's time for us to go. You know why? Because I have to go pick up Max from football practice. So.
Yes, because I've had a very, very long day.
But,
normally I do it.
But we really, really. Oh wait, there's one question left.
One question left.
Do you two believe you fit your zodiac signs, and do you believe in zodiac?
Listen, like I said before, I'm more than a man that can be defined by astrological characteristics. Okay? All right? So as far as that's concerned, again, I'm a man who was born and raised in the Bronx. Yes, I am.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, don't. Oh my God. Yeah, don't disrespect the Bronx right there.
I'm not saying about the Bronx. I'm
okay.
saying about you.
No, I'm trying to tell you. No,
I got it. Okay.
I can see.
All right.
Okay, so all right. So my point is, yes, I am a Gemini, but a Gemini.
Wait, how are you a Gemini? Say it.
No, I'm a Gemini based off of the zodiac sign.
Oh, okay.
So a Gemini that was raised in the Bronx is not necessarily going to be the same as a Gemini raised in Greenwich, Connecticut. Okay, or a Gemini raised in Avon, Connecticut, or a Gemini raised in in the South is not going to be the same as a Gemini raised in the North. So again, and as far as your life is concerned, and as far as the type of things that you do, your family life, and so yes, I do believe there are some certain things from zodiac signs, but I can't just say, oh, he's a Gemini or she's a Virgo or she's a Capricorn, so expect this, expect that. I can't. Maybe you do. That's on you. Good to know.
Okay, so me as a Capricorn, I'm a complete Capricorn. If you read the characteristics of a Capricorn, that's who I am. And I will say that Vic is a Gemini to the T.
That's in your opinion. I'm not that Gemini, because people sometimes say Gemini's are two-faced and all that stuff like that. I'm not a two-faced type of person at all. I've never been anybody.
No, I don't say. Yeah. No, they don't say
no,
two-faced. They say two personalities.
No, but they say
like they're yes.
No, they not. No, I've heard them more like you can't.
I've never heard two-faced. I've heard two personalities, and then always a step. With me, my experience with Geminis is they're always a step ahead.
But anybody
always a step ahead.
No, but anybody can be a step ahead.
No. This is who you are.
See, but not all Geminis are a step ahead. If that's the case, then no Gemini in the world would have any problems. There would be no Gemini. There would be no Geminis in prison. There would be no Geminis that are homeless. There would be no
Geminis.
There would be no Geminis. No, that's not true. So you can't define anybody and say, "Oh, you're this."
All right, I gotta go to football.
All right,
I gotta go pick up Max for football. Thanks so much for watching today. We really appreciate it. Every Wednesday at 7 o'clock is Bad Marriage for Life.
It's been a pleasure.
And we're gonna wear some brighter clothes next week so we don't look like we're just a part of the couch.
Yes, it's a head deductor.
Okay, bye.